Hey everybody, this is Fulio of Echale Porras Productions, and today we are going to be making a ribeye steak bagel sandwich with some chimichurri sauce. Today's recipe is going to be simpler than most of our other ones. It's really just seasoning your steak, cooking it, slicing it, putting it on some sandwich bread, and there you go. For our ingredients today, we are going to be using a ribeye steak that we got from Target. We're also going to be using some brie cheese to add some of that creaminess. And really, if you want to use cream cheese because you can't find brie, go ahead. Cream cheese is actually what I was originally going to use because I made this sandwich once at work for lunch, but I was like, let's fancy it up with some brie cheese. We're also going to be using our chimichurri sauce, which if you have the time to make your own, go ahead. Originally, I was gonna use pesto. We are gonna be using some sweet peppers that we're just gonna chop up and put them in there. We don't have to cook them. They're really good raw. If you don't have sweet peppers, just go out and get some red and orange bell peppers because those have the sweetest taste. And last but not least, we're gonna be using some everything bagels. Really, you can use any bread you want. Some French bread, some just regular sandwich bread, but we're gonna go with bagels because I like how it looks. Let's get to seasoning our steak. We're gonna keep it super simple. We're just gonna go salt, pepper, and a little bit of the salt-free seasoning to give it more of a crunch. So let's get to that. Once again, to season our steak, we're just gonna coat it with some Worcestershire sauce, just to get the seasoning to adhere to it. This isn't to add flavor. You could use oil, you can use mustard, you can use basically anything here to put on your steak. I know I said we were gonna use garlic, salt, pepper, and salt-free seasoning for this steak, but we have some Steakhouse seasoning that we're gonna use, which basically has all of that in it already. We're just gonna go with a generous coating. Generous. And you can see this has some bigger pieces of salt, some dried onions, some garlic, some pepper, some crushed red pepper. So it's gonna really give a nice, mix of flavors for this. So we're just gonna let this soak in for a bit, and then we'll flip. Worcestershire Steakhouse seasoning. Let that tack up. And we are basically ready to get this thing outside and on the 360 griddle. We have it preheating, high heat. We're gonna go a couple minutes per side and just keep flipping it so we get that to that nice internal temperature of about 130 for rare, medium rare meat. And then we'll pull it off, let it cool down, and continue with our sandwich. Let's go outside and let's cook this baby off. So in case you were wondering what goes into a Steakhouse seasoning, really all it is salt, garlic, black pepper, red pepper, dill, some celery seed, and you're set. So basically all the stuff we had that we were gonna put together from our other seasonings, all in one. Dollar Tree, homie. All right, we're back outside with the Cuisinart 360 griddle. I got my regular glasses back, so I don't have to be rocking my wife's awesome shades, but let's get to this. We're just gonna get it on the grill. It's already preheating, it's hot. We're gonna get it right in the center on top of some oil, and we'll flip it about every 2 minutes to 1 minute. We'll be checking the temperature constantly to get it to that nice internal rare, medium rare temperature so we get that nice reddish steak. So let's get it on. And that is a gorgeous sound. All right, it's been about 2 minutes. We're gonna flip. Just listen to that baby roar. And put some butter. We're actually gonna take another piece of butter, put it under, so we get both sides of this steak. Let that go for another minute or two. We'll check the temp real quick. Still got a ways to go. So just leave it on there. Our internal temp is good. Let's get our steak off. And we'll let it rest for a bit. We're back inside. We have our little Merca looking steak resting here with some butter on it. So now we are gonna get ready and start making the rest of the components of our sandwich, which is not hard at all. Here we have an everything bagel and some peppers. I chose one of each color to get that color pop, because you eat not only with your mouth, with your nose, but you also eat with your eyes. We have our brie cheese and we have our chimichurri sauce. Once we get our steak cut up, we're gonna put the chimichurri sauce on it so it melts into it and incorporates in there. Then we'll put the sandwich together. What we're gonna do first is just get your bagel, cut it in half, and throw it in the toaster. We're gonna get our peppers, just cut off the top. You just cut it in half, get your seeds out. There's your peppers. And we're just gonna julienne these, or something like a julienne. Really, we're just gonna cut it into nice thin strips so that way we don't get too much. But even then, they're nice and tasty. If you want, just cut them in half again. We got our peppers, and now it's time to cut into our steak. So I noticed my thermometer thingy was acting a little wonky, so if it's not perfect, it's okay, because it's still food. You made food, congratulations. So we're just gonna go down the middle. And look, it's a little more medium, a little more pinkish than red, but that's fine, as long as it's not well done, because then it's just fucking burnt. But look, it's still ribeye steak, it's still gorgeous, and it's still gonna taste awesome. No, I'm just kidding. At a bias. And really, if there's anything you want to take away, if you want to go in and take out some of the little cartilage in between, because that's chewy and that doesn't really render down, but you can do whatever you want. It's your food. Don't let anybody else tell you what you're doing is wrong. Unless you're washing your chicken raw. Then you're doing something wrong. So we'll get some chimichurri, just put it over the top, let those flavors start melding in. You can go heavy, you can go light. Really, it's up to your preference, as usual. Someone's gonna be like, that's way too much chimichurri. Someone's gonna be like, that's way too little chimichurri. I don't give a fuck. This one's calling my name. Gorgeous. Juicy. A chimichurri just gives it a nice funk, gives it a nice acid to cut through that meat, to cut through that butter, to cut through that salt that we had from the seasoning. It's really just really good. Our bagel's ready. Let's get it out. Let's make the sandwich. All right, we got our bagel, we got our peppers, we got our cheese, we got our steak. Let's put this bitch together. Like I said, if you don't have brie cheese, you can just use cream cheese. Once you get in there, really creamy, pull apart. It's like half melted cheese. Toast your bagels however you want. I like them a little more toasty. Just put your cheese. It's not the prettiest right there, but it's gonna be covered by gorgeousness. Put our steak. And then put your peppers. You can cook off these peppers, but I like them raw just because I like the textural difference that's gonna give. And really the flavor is there. It's a gorgeous flavor. Arrange this however you want. Really, it's just a gorgeous sandwich for you. And there you have it. Yo sandwich. Let's cut into this baby. We got some pepper down. There you have it. Peppers, steak, cheese, all the gorgeousness. Pretty simple. If you want to go simpler, go ahead. Cream cheese with steak, awesome. Add some peppers on that, awesome. Add some kale, you're a little weird. But make it how you want and make sure it's gorgeous. Let's try it out. I haven't said it in a while, but I make some good shit. If you like the video, hit the like button. And if you want to see what we're going to be up to next, hit the subscribe button. As always, stay safe, stay awesome, peace.